Hello, my name is John and today on Mono Story we're going to be doing another stand files, this time on Kraftwerk. So let's get into it and find out what it's all about. Kraftwerk is named after a band with the same name. It is used by the user named Sale. It is mostly green and looks like a robot with spikes coming out of its neck. Kraftwerk's ability is to manipulate kinetic energy, therefore it can lock certain objects into position that it has placed, as well as removing or adding kinetic energy to certain objects. In terms of Kraftwerk being a good stand, we first have to look at its positives, being that it has both attacking and defensive capabilities. It can attack through its ability to manipulate objects, creating more of a force against those objects and causing harm or injury to other people. However, its defensive capabilities is just as strong, being able to slow down objects due to its ability to take away kinetic energy. Therefore, a bullet or an item that enters its vicinity will be slowed down, therefore creating less of an impact. It is also able to stop objects in certain areas, creating platforms or ways to increase its defensive capabilities through a shield mechanism. But the problem that this stand has, and its main weakness, is that it is not the stand itself that is the problem, but the stand user Saleh, and how his ego gets in the way of his ability to use this stand. This is one of the cases where Mr. should have lost his fight against Kraftwerk, because the stand itself was able to do lots of different things throughout its fight. For example, it could have stopped or increased the movement of the truck in which they were both standing on. Therefore, in certain times where Mr. was in a bad situation, whether it be footing wise or his location on the truck, Kraftwerk could have interrupted his ability, therefore pushing him off the truck and letting the stand user Saleh escape, as well as Kraftwerk. However, this didn't happen and it ultimately led to his demise. Another aspect of a negative impact is that he could have used tools of his own design. He could have brought a bag with him. Even though it would have slowed down his running capabilities, it would have improved his ability to escape. Therefore, he would not be in this situation, as well as in the situation where he had to fight Mr. He could have used those tools to push Mr. off the truck again, because he can stop objects, so it could have caused a barrier where Mr. would have been pushed off the truck, or he would have been able to escape using his platforming ability to get off the truck while the truck would be moving at a high speed. Therefore, in conclusion, my opinion is this stand is a good stand. It has lots of capabilities that make it very usable individually as well as in a group, but it lacks its ability to utilize it effectively, not by the stand itself, but by its user and its inability to think of ways to use it in a more intelligent manner. And that is another stand files, this time on Kraftwerk. But I want to know what you think. Do you think Kraftwerk is a good stand? Why or why not? Please write down in the comment section below. If you haven't already liked, subscribe, and press the bell button, please do so. This is John from Mono Story, and until next time, I will see you on another Mono Story. Fighting!